It's a rain day today. It rained all day yesterday. It's planning on raining all day today and tomorrow. So I have crews that can't do anything. And we're going to go over what we do on a rain day. Because for you, the business owner, for you, the guy that's getting your business started, there's never a rain day. First thing, I got to start out with something for my brain. I can't get that thing firing for nothing sometimes. So I use this stuff right here. It's called food, P-H-O-O-D. Man, it's just like, gets everything going. I love it. Take some vitamin B along with it. And then this stuff I got from a guy named John Gray. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus website. Super Minerals for Men. Works. It really does work. Let's get started with an average day. Next is the bomb. Double caffeinated coffee. Yeah, I love this stuff. It's just enough caffeine to get you right to the edge without going over. Good stuff, Maynard. So in my coffee, I stick butter. Yep. I mix butter into my coffee. And then I put in something called brain octane. Upgraded brain octane. It's nothing but coconut oil. Okay, and you don't need this stuff. This is that bulletproof guy stuff, and I think that guy's full of hoo-yah, most of his stuff, personally. But I do like having the brain octane or the coconut oil in my coffee. I have noticed a difference. I wouldn't keep doing it. So this is the brain food that really get things firing. I fed my brain with the food P-H-O-O-D to get it woke up. And now I'm putting the bomb, the double caffeinated coffee. I'm mixing butter into it, a little bit of milk, personal choice, and on just a drizzle of the upgraded brain octane or coconut oil. And that really gets you to that point where you're ready to go for the day. You feel good. You don't feel like you're going to be psycho though. It's a huge difference. I've been both. So what I know we have to do today is we've got to look at 1 yard cleanup job. We've got 2 retaining wall installation projects we have to go bid and estimate. We have 2 houses to look at to estimate knocking down. And then we have 1 paver driveway project. So that's where we're going to be heading today. Before we can get any of that going though, we've got to make sure that each and every employee has their information turned into the accountant so the accountant can process their payrolls this week and I can get them paid down the line. So that's a priority. First thing this morning before we even head out the door and get going, I make sure my guys are taken care of. Because I love you guys. I want you guys to be taken care of. These videos are made for you to learn, to grow. And I take care of my own guys as well. Okay, I just got an email that came in this morning from one of the guys, Brent Keller. He's a fan of the podcast. He emails me back and forth. He suggested Charles Vanderkoy as a next guest. That's a phenomenal suggestion. Who do you guys want me to interview? I need help. I'm plain and simple, be totally honest with you. I don't know who you guys want to hear, and I only know so many people. If you have a suggestion, please send it to me because I need people to interview for the podcast. I think the show's going great. We're all gaining so much information from it, but I need to know who's next. Another thing, Keith Calfast emailed me a copy of his new book, what is the name of his new book? How to start a landscaping business right now. I'm going to listen to that while I'm driving around in between projects today. So let's get going. Let's get out. Let's go look at some job sites. I owe. So off to work I go. Would I rather stay home? Oh hell yes, because I'm a lazy guy, but I got to work. Anyway, here's something kind of funny. See this truck right behind me? I bought this thing back in December. And I still haven't put any license plates on it. I'm just doing it because I want to see how long I can go with this thing with just that tag in the window before I get pulled over. And it's May now. It's been 5 months. Yeah, that's a weird quirk of mine. I like to do stuff like that just for fun. And you're like, that don't sound like fun. Well, it's fun to see how long you can get away with stuff sometimes. But anyway, rain day, as you know. So guess what? No Mustang, it's the minivan. Yep, heading out to my job sites in the old rust bucket. But you know what? It isn't so much about that as it's a little bit of a hurdle when you get out of a car like this. and you're going to do an estimate. But if you know what you're doing, you're competent, you're confident, and then you have a story. So I'll use this as a story. I'll use it, let people know that the trucks are working. Let people know that my other vehicle isn't available, and I'm using this today because I needed to get out to see them. And that helps them overcome the fact that I'm showing up in something that they probably wouldn't expect to see me in. And it warms up, it's a conversation starter. So long story short, let's go get some jobs. Driving down the road, and this is the perfect time to make phone calls. The radio in my car never goes on because I'm always on the phone talking to customers, getting permits, getting everything lined up for the next job site. I don't have time to listen to music. So as you're driving around, that's a great time to get some of your office work done. You don't have to sit in front of a computer to do it. You can sit behind the wheel of your car and get almost as much done. Just be careful. Behind me, see that big old, where is it? Right there, big old Tom turkey. Can't see him. See if we can sneak up on him. We get these things all over Minnesota now. Back when I was a kid, we never had turkeys like this roaming around. Look at that sucker. That thing would feed like 10 people. We actually can hunt them now. Where's he going? He's not even afraid of me. How close I can get. There he's off. Anyway, point to this. I literally have 12 minutes in between appointments. Am I going to park in a parking lot? Could return phone calls, but I happen to have a job site running. We're going to drop by for a surprise visit. We're going to see the boys. They got everything set up in the street. There's my equipment trailer there, one of them. Looks like they got all the aggregate coned off. Good job, boys. Everything's clean and tidy on the street. Love it. T180, not the best machine for we're working off a street, but we can't damage any yards out on this project. We got all the block lined up. In this case, we're rebuilding all the retaining walls in this development. Looks like we've got one of the management trucks and then our dump truck. Let's see what they're doing. All right, so we got one of our pickup trucks, which is the service fuel and support truck, gets tools, and then one of the dump trucks. This is how we get all that rock out to our sites when we demo houses. This is what we do. Something I want to show you. See what sits on the side of my truck? 24/7. Now hiring. How do you recruit? You never stop. Never stop. All my trucks, even my pickup truck. Look on the back of that. I know you can't see it right now, but there's a little sticker that says now hiring. I accept phone calls all the time. Interview people all the time, even when I don't need them. How they're doing. Looks like they got the road coming in, tarped off. Mini X going. I hear concrete saw running. What are they doing? They're actually working? Awesome! Got another skid loader there. Look at Timmy. Look at Timmy down in the trench. Timmy's the general manager. He runs all the sites. Mungie's cutting blocks. We got a retaining wall that's going to go in off this house all the way around, and we're going to totally change this person's yard. I know you can't hear me. I never say anything important anyway. So, there you go. You can maybe see it a little bit better. I got 11 minutes left before I got to go to my next meeting. So, been called out to this project. They need to level this yard. It is a steep incline going down. Looks like they have a boulder wall that's just about falling apart. But the beauty of these boulder walls is the materials can be reused over and over again. So we'll put together a quote for getting this all fixed up and making this a usable backyard. Project 1. Left the site. We started out with a $5,000 budget and a dream, and we turned it into a $10,000 budget and a reality. She was referencing Home and Gardens, HGTV, all these resources, which are great. It gives me something to build off from and a perspective to go off from. And I explained to her what could happen for her budget of $5,000, where it would be at. And then she asked the question, if we upped it, what could we get? And that's when I was able to actually create something that fit her vision. I was able to create something that fit her budget the first go around, create something that fit her vision and her dream the second go around. That's where we're leaving this one, and we'll see if she follows through on it or not. Either way, at least she's better off. She now has an understanding of how things go. Job number 2 is we're going to remove this driveway. It's about 550 square feet. We're gonna saw cut inside the patio, get that cleaned up and removed. We're gonna yank out the chain fence along the property line. And then we're gonna cut all this out of here, install steps right here, and then we're gonna put in a sidewalk alongside the garage and wrap it around to the back side. So total square footage, we base it off that, which we know, which is 550 square feet. We're gonna have one number for the removal of the concrete, and we're gonna have a number for the removal of the excavation, and that's how we're gonna base this proposal. We're gonna break these jobs down into their simplest formats. What do we gotta do? How much does each part of it cost? On to the next one. Between going to job sites, I've lined up a laborer that's meeting with an engineer tomorrow to go out and do a test dig on a retaining wall that's in a state of failure. It's a 20, I think the retaining wall is over 20 feet tall and 3 tiers, about 500 feet long. So we're meeting an engineering firm and getting test pits dug for them. Also in between job sites, what I'm doing on the phone is I reached out to Tom with Motor Hard Podcast. That's a program I want you guys to go check out. I'm going to be on his show next week. And then I'm going to have him come on my show. And he's a contractor that does consulting and helps contractors run and improve their businesses. He's got a great show, and I'm pumped to let you guys know about it, and I'm pumped to be on his program next week. So those are a few of the things that I do in between visiting sites. It's never ending. Radio doesn't play. It doesn't go on. There's not a moment's rest. Next, we're going to go out and check out a couple yards. An easy one. This job, what we've got to do is come in. It's all hand labor. We're going to be coming in and removing the fountain, removing all the rocks, getting it set up so it goes back to a yard. We've got to hand carry the stones out this patio, down the gateway, throw it in a dumpster. $3,200 is what I quoted it. It's just a day or two's worth of labor for a few guys, and the dump fee, it's as simple as calculating it as that. Really nothing too special about it. We're looking at this lawn, front yard, side yard. That's about it. Not much lawn. This is a lawn mowing job, lawn maintenance we're looking at today. It's just a little bit off the beaten path. It's going to be about a $35 yard to cut. Just to kind of give you a perspective, it's literally probably 20 minutes worth of work if you're taking your time. Next, let's go check out some houses we got to tear down for lunch. It's 12:30. Cold piece of corn on the cob I pulled out of the refrigerator and a beef jerky stick. That's it. That's the breakfast and lunch of champions, man. Whatever fills a hole and forms a turd. That's all that matters. Days like this, you gotta keep going. You can't slow down, even to eat. Cold corn on the cob, it's not that bad after all. Wish I had a meteorologist job. You can be wrong 50% of the time and still get paid. So you know what I'm saying? Screw this. It's supposed to be pouring rain all day today. I took the minivan out because what the hell? I can't drive the Mustang in the rain. I don't want to do that. Now it's sunny out. What the? Off to look at a couple house demos. Taking the Mustang. Oh, look at this cute little house that we're gonna knock the shit out of. First thing I look at when we come into a place like this for an estimating purposes, what's our access like? How do we get in? Here's the main street, clear front yard, no trees. Next thing I look at, how close is the house next to it? Pretty far away. How close is the house on this side? Pretty far away. This job, easy cheesy lemon squeezy. Now, the next step in bidding and estimating a house like this is, how big is this? This is just a little baby house. There's a little teeny tiny, just a cute little sucker. We're gonna knock it down in probably 3 hours. We're gonna load it up. Now, this is the first time I've ever seen this house. We're gonna load this bad boy up into two 40-yard dumpsters. Two 40-yard dumpsters cost us $800. Takes us an afternoon to do this job. is probably going to be, I'm going to probably estimate it at about $5 to $6 grand is going to take this bad boy down and out. I'll let you know if I get the job. But at this point, this is a pretty simple one. I've got to include time for mobilization, and the basement, I've got to dig that out. So this is a multi-phase project. Phase 1 is tearing the house down. Phase 2 is going to be digging the basement. Now in this case, I know from the blueprints that were emailed to me that I got to dig this basement down an extra 3 feet. So when I dig this basement down 3 feet, I'm going to be generating about 90 extra cubic yards of soil. I have to haul that out. That'll go into the excavation bit. I'm going to break this bit down as follows. Demolition. Disconnecting any sewer and water lines. That's going to be a line item. Excavation, and then soil removal. I'm going to break it down into its simplest components. I'm going to compartmentalize each part of the job, and I'm going to build profit into each section of the job. That way, if I only get one part of the job, if I just get the house demo, I don't get the excavation, I've got profit. If I don't get the house demo and I get just the excavation, I've got profit. I've had it happen. I've bid the entire project and only gotten a small piece of it and still made a ton of money. That's how you're going to do it. Every part of the job, I want you to make money on. Remember that. So this one, easy. All right, I got every moment of this rain day, damn meteorologist, planned out, and I forgot one important thing. I got to pick up a permit. We're out demoing. I got a crew demoing a swimming pool right now. The permit is in the office, but it's got to be in my hand. Don't tell anybody. So I'm going to quick run in and grab it and get it out to my job. Swimming pool, and I can tell my operator's not here at the moment, but I know he's been working today because he's left soil in the street. I hire guys that I don't babysit. I hire guys that want to work, that want to be left alone and work. That's why I don't have to sit out here and wonder what they're doing or how they're doing it. We're going to be looking at a pool demolition project. I grabbed the permit, which I just went to. Lo and behold, found out we'd already pulled that permit 6 months earlier, before the wintertime rolled in. So what he's doing right now is he's trying to build a safety zone to get down into the bottom. These pools are dangerous. You can't just go driving into the bottom of them. So he's ramping down and in. Once he gets to the bottom, then he can start lifting everything up and hauling it out. But until he can get to the bottom, he can't be safe and operating. So we create that safety zone down, and then we start doing the removals after that. Permit is dropped off. Now it's hustle bustle time. I got 20 miles to go. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I still have 3 jobs to look at, and I don't want to take up too much time, so I want to get this show on the road. In between, I'm listening to Keith Calfast's new book, The Landscape Employee Trap. It's another easy house demo. I've never seen it where we get 2 easy ones right in a row. It's a little bigger house. Everything goes in this case, but there's no obstructions on the side. Giant wide open yard. Easy cheesy lemon squeezy. We're going to be talking about $10,000 for a project like this. I'll go over numbers with you. I'll put them in the show notes maybe. But simply, we're just going to take this out. We got to take the basement out. We're going to dig it out. Okay. Just met with a customer. We have a $600 yard cleanup project confirmed and booked. We're going to have to get to that within the next week or two. We're going to be cleaning up this garden here for her. Then we're going to go around the backside. We've got a big pile of leaves to haul out. And then we go along her opposite fence line. We've got another pile of leaves to haul out. Bing, bada, boom. We're in. We're out. Afternoon's worth of work. We're down the road. So now we're going to go out and look at a 1,000 square foot retaining wall next. Double tiered. We got to get built up. There's some more of the leaves on this job site. But off to the next one. We have a $28,500 budget established by the customer on this project. She's got all these timber retaining walls in layers that we can't do it for that budget. So we came up with a solution, a little more creative solution that fits her needs. All right, first off, apologize, my camera cut out while we were filming that last job site. We were talking about a budget of $28,500, and if you walked into that backyard, you would quickly realize that her retaining walls could not be replaced for $28,500. We've got over 1,100 square feet of timber retaining walls that have to be ripped out. Then you've got to dig for geogrid. And then you got to build all new retaining walls. We're talking about a project that would take at least 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month, with a full-time crew, excavators, dump trucks running. Not possible to rebuild it, but it is possible to complete her project. You got to understand, the customer has two things. They have a problem and they have a budget. And what you need to do is establish what their budget is. So I don't go out and do these jobs where I just start throwing numbers at the board. I don't do that anymore. That is long gone. If a customer is not willing to share with me their budget, I can't come up with a solution that matches their budget. And I let them know that very frankly. 9 out of 10 customers will share with me whatever budget number they have in their mind, which gets them further along on their job site. And then I design a solution that they can live with, not only with their budget, but what's going to happen on their site. That's what I did for Jean. I took her budget. So that's what I did for Jean, is I took her budget and I created a solution that fit her budget. Wasn't replacing those retaining walls. That couldn't be done. Now, today we did 8 job estimates. We looked at a couple sites. We also scheduled a few podcasts, set programs up for the next day or jobs for the next day. And it's getting late and it's time to end the day. This is just an average day in the spring. This is what you guys are going to be getting into when you're starting your company. Expect to start when the sun comes up and expect to stop after the sun goes down. It's what you got to do. It's what I do every day. 43 years old, I'm still doing it. I'm making a good living. I want you guys to make a good living. I hope this has been helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. That was the point to sharing this with you, so that you knew what to expect as you're setting up your companies. You could get the realistic idea of what you should be doing, how things should be going for you. Let me know what your thoughts are. Stick them in the comments below. And I love hearing from you guys. You guys are starting to email me, and that makes my day. Send me an email. Hey, you know what you could do? Subscribe. Hit the share button. And you know what else would really help me out? Could do a big favor? Post a link to these videos that you think are important or good on the different landscaping forums. Let other people know. I don't have time to go on those landscaping forums. Run the company. I have just enough time to maybe get a video or two out for you guys and try to interview guests for the podcast. That's it, man. My days are morning till night. They're shot after that. So if you could help me out by doing some of those things, love you guys. Have a great night. Bye.